The last library on Mars. The dust storms had been raging for 3 weeks when Alara found the door. She was scavenging the old sector, the part of New Ares that everyone avoided because the structural integrity warnings had been flashing red for 50 years. Her oxygen levels were at 40%. Her suit's heater was making that worrying clicking sound again. And she was exactly the kind of desperate that made people do stupid things. The door wasn't on any map. It was tucked behind a collapsed ventilation shaft, nearly invisible beneath layers of Martian regolith that had drifted in through cracks in the dome. But there it was, a smooth panel of something that looked like polished obsidian with a single symbol etched into its surface. A book. Alara pressed her gloved hand against it. The symbol glowed soft blue, and the door slid open with a whisper. Inside, the air was breathable. Her suit's sensors screamed warnings at her. Impossible atmosphere, impossible pressure, impossible. But she could smell it. Old paper, dust. The faint, sweet scent of binding glue. She'd only encountered it once before, in the historical archives, descriptions of what Earth libraries used to smell like before the Great Burning. She removed her helmet. The room stretched impossibly deep, far deeper than the building's exterior should have allowed. Shelves rose into darkness, packed with books in every size and color. Some were ancient, their spines cracked and faded. Others looked brand new, their covers gleaming under the warm, golden light that seemed to emanate from nowhere and everywhere at once. A figure sat at a desk in the center of the room. "Took you long enough?" the figure said without looking up. It was an old man, or something that looked like an old man, hunched over a massive ledger. His skin had the gray cast of someone who'd spent too long away from sunlight, but his eyes, when he finally glanced up, were bright and sharp. "You're the first in 12 years. Alara's hand went to the knife at her belt. "Who are you? This sector's been condemned since the dome breach of '89. Condemned, yes. Forgotten, no." He closed the ledger with a soft thump. "I'm the librarian, and you're very late for your appointment." "I don't have an appointment. Everyone who finds this place has an appointment. They just don't know it yet." He stood, joints creaking, and gestured to the shelves around them. "This is the last library, not the last library on Mars, though that's true enough. The last library, period. Earth's libraries burned. The moons were looted. Jupiter's station was abandoned when the colony failed. This is it. The final repository of human stories." Alara took a step back toward the door. "I need to go. My oxygen—" "Your oxygen is fine. It's been fine since you walked in." He walked toward her, moving with surprising grace for someone who looked so frail. "You're here because you're a scavenger. You look for things others have discarded. You see value where others see waste. That's why the library chose you. The library chose me? The books did, technically. They get restless when they have been unread too long. Started whispering your name about 6 months ago." He tilted his head. "Alara Chen, born in the New Ares slums. Parents died in the water riots. Sister still in the re-education camps. You scavenge to survive, but you also scavenge because you're looking for something." Alara's grip tightened on her knife. "How do you know that?" "I told you. The books talk." He walked to a nearby shelf and pulled out a slim volume bound in cracked leather. "This one's been especially vocal. It's been waiting for you for 300 years. He held it out. The title was embossed in faded gold. The Starship Chronicles. "I don't read," Alara said. "Literacy programs were cut when I was 6. I can recognize hazard symbols and ration labels. That's it." "Then you'll learn?" The librarian's smile was gentle. "Everyone who enters the library learns to read. It's part of the magic." "This is insane. I need to go collect my salvage before the storm gets worse." "The storm isn't getting worse. It's already peaked." He returned the book to the shelf and walked back to his desk. "Look out the window." Alara turned. There was a window now, set into a wall that had been solid moments before. Outside, the dust storm had cleared. The Martian sunset painted the landscape in shades of rust and gold, and in the distance she could see the glitter of other domes, other settlements, stretching all the way to the horizon. "I've been here 12 years, the librarian said quietly. waiting for someone to take over when I'm gone. The previous librarian waited 40 years for me. Before her, there was a gap of 60 years where no one found the door at all. Take over? The library needs a guardian, someone to keep the books safe, someone to read them so they don't fade. He gestured to the shelves, and Alara noticed it for the first time. Some books were dim, their colors washed out, their titles barely legible. Others blazed with vivid color and sharp detail. Stories die when they go unread. The library preserves them, but only barely. It needs someone who cares enough to keep them alive. Alara looked at the book in his hand, then at the shelves, then at the window showing a view that shouldn't exist. Her sister's face flashed through her mind, bright eyes, quick laugh, taken away by men in black uniforms who said she was teaching illegal history. What happens to the librarian? Alara asked. I die, eventually, but I get to read every book in the library first, and when I'm done, I get to choose my successor. He held out the book again. I choose you. I have a sister to rescue. Then rescue her. The library will still be here. It's been here for 600 years. It can wait a few more months while you plan. He set the book on the desk. But know this, you've already been chosen. The door opened for you. That means the books believe you're worthy. Don't make them regret it. Alara picked up the book. It was lighter than it looked, and warm, as if it had been waiting in sunlight rather than the dim glow of the library. What's it about? A starship, a crew, a mission to find a new home for humanity, back when people still believed there were other worlds worth reaching. The librarian's eyes were bright. It's a good story. You'll like it. Alara opened the book. The first page was blank, but as she watched, words began to appear, written in handwriting that shifted and changed until it matched her own. Chapter 1. The Girl Who Found the Door. She looked up, startled. Every book in the library is different for every reader, the librarian said. That one is yours now. Write it well. Outside, the dust storm began to gather again, dark clouds rolling across the horizon. But inside the library, the light stayed warm and golden, and the books waited patiently on their shelves, whispering their stories to anyone who would listen. Alara sat down at the desk. She had a lot of reading to do. The end.